Alright, here we are back again at the channel. If you've been following along with me, you know that I did buy a grease gun holder. And for those of you that want a little bonus, check it out. There it is right there, hanging up in use. So now when this stupid thing drips into the tray, the hose here gets encapsulated down here. It's hooked onto a hook right there, and if that drips, it drips into the tray. So awesome, no more leaky mess on my floor. And by the way, you can see how it kind of sticks away from the wall a little bit, so you got to compensate for that whenever you shut your door. And I found out the hard way. I had this sucker screwed in right here, and I wasn't paying attention that this handle here was clear out here past the door, and it wouldn't shut. So some little words of advice when you mount that thing. I know my garage is a mess, but you'll get over it. All right, here we go. We're going to talk today about the Summit Racing G7900 drive shaft loop. It's black, is what it's saying basically. Powder coat, black powder coat. So this is the box that it comes in. Very compact. I can see now why they make it a boltable style, because the packaging can be very compact, and I do like that very much. Now, careful. You're going to get cancer, reproductive harm, according to the California government. Okay, they may be correct, but at this point, I'm not trusting anything the California government, or the Camirado, that's Colorado, but the California government, fuck them, and no, I don't trust them. But they say that you can get cancer and reproductive harm, so that's up to you if you want to die that way or whatever. I choose to not give a shit. Anyway, here we go. Unboxing video. You can see we got some hardware right here, and you can see clearly that this is just a black powder coat. Very nice. And that's actually thicker than I thought it would be. Yeah, that's got to be dang near quarter-inch. Not quite quarter-inch. So what would they consider that? That would be like an 8-gauge, you know, maybe, because I know a lot of this metric shit they do by gauge. I know what 12-gauge looks like, and that's definitely bigger than 12-gauge. But anyway, so you got two of those, and you would take and put them like so, right? And then you have your big old L brackets here. Now these, yeah, that's the same thickness. And then so, yeah, there you go. So you got like lots and lots of holes here. You got 4 levels here of holes, and these are going to go like so, like this, so that you can hook them up, and you can adjust this up and down, you know, by a couple holes. So apparently you're going to need, you know, alright, so there's 4 different levels, but not really. Okay, not really. So you could actually adjust this thing 1, 2, well, 3. You could adjust it 3 ways up and down, which is, let's see, get a tape measure here. So you can move it 1 inch at a time. So you're capable of moving it up or down 3 inches based upon whatever. And then of course you've got here some bolt, which I don't think that would, no, well, no. You could bolt it like this, and this could, you know, depending on what kind of scenario you got going on, you could actually do that, but I don't think that's how that works. You know, I always do these videos one-handed, and I know somebody's annoyed by that, but then I really don't give a fuck either. So but anyway, here we go. Here we go. So this is kind of the scenario you're dealing with here. And then you've got this thing, so you can, you know, flip it around however you want. And again, You could actually bolt it up like this, I suppose. I don't know what kind of scenario that would be, but I'm just saying, it's possible. Very likely this is how mine's going to go, is like this right here. And of course this one here being on the other side. And I mean, it makes no sense really to say, well, you can bolt it like this or you can bolt it like that. Really, you're going to bolt it like so, and then if you need to change it, well, then you just rotate the whole thing over is what you're going to do. So anyway, this Summit Racing instructions here, and again, the bolt nut package looks like they have, oh, I would say like a grade 5 bolt, probably is what I'm guessing those are. Serrated nuts, serrated flange nuts. So that's, you know, a step above your typical just regular nut. So they're not using any lock washers at all, it looks like. And big fender washers. They're not very thick though, but nonetheless. I'm assuming the fender washers are for actually bolting this thing on to the bottom of the car. Probably the fender washers go on, I would assume, the bolt goes through like the sheet metal floor, gives more surface area, and then you put a serrated flange nut on the bottom, which locks it down, and then you're probably just using the bolt and serrated flange nut for these right here. I would imagine you would want to put the bolts from the inside out, so that way any extra length you got is sticking outwards, not inwards, where the drive shaft will be at. Oh yeah, speaking of tape measure, let me get this here. So we got about 4 3/4 of an inches on the inside there. After you get them bolt heads in there, you're probably going to shrink it down to about a 4.5. So you could fit a 4-inch drive shaft in there, which is going to be tight. You're going to have maybe 1/8 of an inch, a 3/16 of an inch on each side of clearance. If you take this baby and butt them up against each other, you're going to have approximately 7.5 total. So a 7-inch up and down, you know, so 3.5 is your center basically. And how wide is this thing going to be? So I'm going to throw this on the floor because I can and because nobody cares. Here we go. So we'll pick this up, bring it over here. Again, this is typically probably how you're going to bolt it. This is how you see it bolted, at least, you know, in the pictures that they have online, like this. So that being said, what do we got for overall length here? Yeah, I know. If you're getting sick because of camera motion sickness, that's not my fucking problem. That's yours. Okay. Here we go. 24, so 25.5 approximately. Yeah. So not quite 26 inches wide, basically. So if you've got a frame that's 24 inches apart, you could do it, but I don't know very many vehicles that have like a pickup or something that has a frame that would work like that. I think what this one is meant for is for more like just bolting to the bottom of the floor, the sheet metal in the floor. This is what I really think this is actually intended for. Again, given the fact that they have these fender washers, I'm pretty sure that's what this thing is designed for, mainly. So if you actually are going to tie this to, say, like a pickup frame, which I'm going to do, actually, by the way. I'm going to be using this for my 65 F100. I already have the Tin Man fabrication one for my Mustang here. I bought Tin Man Fab subframe connectors, which, by the way, I have a video for that. You need to go check that out. Those are, in my opinion, the absolute best subframe connectors that you can get for the Mustangs. All of them. I believe that because of the fact that it's square tubing, nice and strong. They're pre-bent to fit, and they poke into the front subframe and then lay across the back subframe, and then of course you weld that all in. And when it's all done, they look factory. They look, I mean, like they, it looks like it was built that way. They are awesome. And then again, you buy the Tin Man Fab drive shaft loop, which I did. And you're supposed to, I mean, according to what Tin Man says, because when you get it, there's no instructions, by the way. You basically watch a video how they install, and you basically take and you take that drive shaft loop situation, which is it's a rectangular piece of tubing. I think it's 2 by 1 1/8 inch wall, and then they have a nice 1/4 inch round loop, and it's welded on there. And then you basically take and you measure between your the subframe connectors that you just installed, and you stick it up in there at the right up and down height, back and forth height position, and you weld it in. That's how they tell you to do it. I went a step further. I actually drilled a hole through there, welded a nut on it, and then put a tab onto the subframe connector, and then I went ahead and welded the tab on, and then drilled a hole through it, of course. And then I made it to where I'm using, I think, 5/8 bolts. One over here, one over here. They're big 5/8. There might even be 3/4 bolts, actually, now that I think about it. They're pretty big, and but they're short, so they don't poke up all the way through the floor or anything like that. But that's how I remove and install my subframe connector, or excuse me, my drive shaft loop on this, because whenever you want to do maintenance or something like that and you want to get it out of the way, I mean, I just didn't want to like weld it in there and leave it there, right? I wanted to be able to remove it and put it back in if I wanted. Also, not only did I do that, but I welded little hanger tabs on there as well to use for hanging my exhaust. So my Tin Man Fab one is like used for a lot of things. But we're here to talk about this one, aren't we? Yes, we are. So you don't want to hear the bullshit that I'm spitting about something else that I've already made a video for. So anyway, this is the Summit Racing version. Once again, SUM-G7900 is the part number, and this will go on my 65 F100, and it will not likely be bolted to the bottom of the floor. I will actually go to the frame, so therefore I'm very likely going to get 1/4 inch plates or something that are just a little bit longer, and go ahead and bolt them onto this to make it to where it'll reach the frame, and then probably do the same thing. I'll probably either weld tabs on or drill holes into the frame to make it to where I can bolt this onto the frame. Therefore, I can take the whole thing apart, or to remove it, or I can even unbolt this and drop that out, and the drive shaft will fall through, or whatever the fuck I'm gonna do. But that's the point. But because I don't think that this is going to be long enough for your typical, pickup frames or that kind of thing. I don't really know of any pickup frame out there that is 24 inches narrow. That's pretty narrow. But maybe some really old stuff. But I don't know. Anyway, but that's what I bought it for, and I knew that I was going to have to probably, modify it, and I'm okay with that. This is around $30 by the time, you pay tax and everything or whatever. And because I spent more than $100, I got free shipping on it, so that's all I had to pay. But again, I love the fact that it's in a very small package, very compact, and also makes it to where, again, it's all bolt together itself. So therefore, later, I can actually, unbolt that and drop it out if I want to. Pretty versatile. Again, black powder coated, looks nice. Very heavy duty, robust. I just think that I may modify it a little bit, just because, it's going to be a little bit, again, wider than it is right now. I might even use maybe some, box tubing or something that I bolt to it to just kind of stiffen it up, because I have a feeling that if you were to actually, just use plates like this, 1/4 inch plate to get out to the frame and you bolt it on, I have a feeling you can grab this and you can probably, bend it up and down about, half inch or an inch each way, probably, if you do all your weight. And imagine a drive shaft going bang in there. It'll probably shake the crap out of that thing. So, you know, using a box tube or something might actually be a better idea to stiffen that up. But you know what? You'll find out if you keep on watching, because I'm pretty sure that at some point when I install this thing, I will tell you exactly how I did it. How's that? Bet you don't care. Bet I don't either. All right. Like, subscribe, come back for more Rumble, 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 because I'm pushing more stuff to Rumble because YouTube is CommieTube. You know it. We all know it. It's time for everybody to know it. But, you know, I'm going to put it there just because it's a thing. And if nobody watches it on YouTube anymore and goes to Rumble, I'll be very happy about that, actually. It's time to move away from the communism and the censorship. And that will actually probably get this video banned by BoobTube, actually. So they can suck my boobies. All right? Later. Bye-bye.